Four-wheel drive only past the point of no return. Hazardous road conditions. Travel above crossing 9. Not advised. Use caution. When you're greeted at the trailhead with a digital sign like this, what could go wrong?
Hey guys! Hey! You have any trail reports? Huh? Hey, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So after a hectic night last night with some monsoon storms, we had a slow start this morning. Got coffee made. I actually picked up a beautiful cinnamon roll down in Taos yesterday. Had that for breakfast. We are all aired up. Taking this last mile of trail to get to Highway 285 so we can continue north into Great Sand Dunes National Park and then get beyond the park up into Medano Pass later today.
Beth and I first did Medano Pass in 2020 as a shakedown run for our newly acquired Boreas XT. At the time, like everyone else on the planet, we had no idea how much the world would change over the next 2 years. And little did we know how much that trip would change us and how we travel. Helen Keller once said, "The place between your comfort zone and your dream is where life takes place." As we explore the world around us, we continue to seek out that place between our comfort zone and our dreams. My good friend Tyler is with me on this trip, and I'm excited to get him out of his comfort zone on Medano Pass.
Yours out here too. You got any intel on the pass?
It's pretty good right now.
Is it?
Yep.
Water?
The first section is soft sandy. You don't need to air down those.
Yeah, you do. The last time somebody told me that, I was stuck in the first mile.
Oh really? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's part of the adventure.
Okay. And then past that, the creek passings aren't too high right now.
Okay. Usually the last one's the high one.
Yeah, it's closest to the source.
Yeah.
But they're not too bad right now.
So we made it to Great Sand Dunes National Park. We're all aired down and we are ready to hit Medano Pass. Before you leave the pavement, it's a great idea to stop here in the equestrian parking lot to air down. Be cautious, be courteous when you do so though. It's always a horse party out here, it seems like, and that sudden release of air from your tires might spook one of the horses, and we certainly don't want to do that. We want to be good stewards of our overlanding community and our off-road community, and don't want the equestrians mad at us. But yeah, super excited for the next couple of days.
As tempting as a gentle horseback ride through Great Sand Dunes National Park sounds, I think we'll stick to our rigs. We are all aired down to 18 psi, and it's time to leave the safety of the parking lot behind us and head deeper into the backcountry.
So as we enter the Medano Pass Trail, the first, I don't know, mile or so is just hard packed, uneven road, a little rocky here and there, some off-camera stuff, nothing terribly serious. But as we get deeper in to the trail, we're going to get into some deep sand. A couple of years ago when I did this, the ranger at the front gate looked at my Jeep and said, Oh, you'll be fine in the deep sand. You don't need to air down. Advice to everyone: air down, and you won't have any issues out here. But this is a four-wheel drive trail. It is four-wheel drive only beyond the point of no return back there.
Medano Pass Primitive Road is a 22-mile rough four-wheel drive road connecting Great Sand Dunes National Park and the Wet Mountain Valley. The road conditions can vary depending on what time of year you go and what the winter snowfall was like. Be sure to air down before leaving the equestrian parking area. And as you enter the Primitive Road from the National Park side, don't be fooled by the hard pack, as it quickly changes the deep sand. Water crossing number 1.
Fantastic.
Since we are doing this trip in late August, I don't expect any of the water crossings to be terribly deep. But this region of Colorado has been experiencing heavy monsoonal rains lately, so we will approach each crossing cautiously. Just after the 5-mile point, you'll cross the boundary of the national park and enter Great Sand Dunes National Preserve. From this point on, there are 21 designated first-come, first-served campsites that are free. While in the National Preserve, please stay on the trail and only camp in these designated sites. Law enforcement rangers patrol this area regularly and will quickly become your friend if you fail to follow the rules.
Guys, hey, you have any trail reports? Absolutely magical getting to encounter this herd of mountain goats coming across the third water crossing here on Medano Pass. They have water and green leaves and not a care in the world. Gotta love it.
As you approach the 7-mile point, you come to a very tight squeeze where several truck-sized boulders line the trail. My rig with the Boreas XT in tow is 31 feet long, so I have to exercise a greater degree of caution while I take the right-hand bend extra wide to avoid damaging the trailer. I would hate having to explain to Beth why her side of the trailer is damaged if I fail to navigate this section of trail safely.
Holy cow. As we slowly make our way and methodically make our way through Medano Pass, we have encountered some really tight squeeze points. There was a huge challenge, or a moderate challenge I should say, for Tyler's GMC half ton behind me to get through a boulder field, but we did it. Traffic has been extraordinarily light. We've only encountered one oncoming vehicle. So far the day's good. Beautiful, beautiful day. Anyway, gotta pay attention here. Get back to you.
As you gain elevation, the road varies as it passes through cottonwood trees, juvenile aspen forests, and marshy areas filled with beaver dams. Always pay attention to your mirrors, as there are several places where you just have a few inches of clearance between your vehicle and the trees that line the path. With little or no room for passing, be courteous and exercise patience when approaching oncoming traffic. If you're traveling with a group, let the other drivers know how many vehicles are behind you and avoid unnecessary traffic jams. Just after the 7-mile mark is the 6th and typically the deepest water crossing on Medano Primitive Road. The entrance to the crossing is wide and a great place to stop and stretch your legs. When the pass opens in late spring, you can expect this crossing, like all the others, to be much deeper. Always check on the water crossings and trail conditions with your local park officials before hitting the trail. Even though my 2018 Jeep JLU is well equipped with a 3.5-inch lift, 37-inch tires, and low gearing, I don't take the trail for granted, as conditions can change in an instant. Tyler's GMC AT is also very well built with a custom suspension and 35-inch tires, and the Boreas XT trailers that we both tow are light and nimble and made to conquer trails like Medano Pass. Even though the water levels are lower than expected, I continue to enter and exit each water crossing with caution. Not only are there unknown hazards under the water line, but there are also blind exits where you could encounter an unwanted log to your windshield or the side of your vehicle if you're not paying attention. After a couple of hours on the trail, it was time to stop and set up camp. Although Medano Pass can be completed in 2.5 to 3 hours, I typically like to stop and camp somewhere along the way, splitting the trip into no less than 2 days. Since Tyler and I got an early start, finding a great campsite was not difficult, and boy did we get a great one with views that went on forever.
So again, a common theme of these trips is we don't have to eat bad. Tonight's menu, I am having some chicken fajitas and a little bit of vino. Yeah, this is not a bad place. Medano Pass, Beth and I came to a couple of years ago and just fell in love with it. And sadly, she's not with me on this trip, but she is keeping up with our adventures and our travels. And yeah, so until tomorrow or the next day, this is where we're going to spend.
If you should go to Medano Pass, take your time and go slow, increasing your opportunities to spot wildlife like bighorn sheep, elk, and deer. You will be in bear country, so be bear aware. And as always, go prepared. Camped at just over 9,700 feet, near the eastern boundary of the National Preserve, we settle in for the night with thoughts of what the wet mountain valley will bring us tomorrow.